Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. We'll be commencing momentarily. Good morning. My name is Dr. James Butler, and I am the Associate Dean for Undergraduate Medical Education, and it's my pleasure to welcome students, parents, family, and friends to the Max Rady College of Medicine inaugural exercises and white coat ceremony for the class of 2028. To begin, the University of Manitoba campuses are located on the original lands of the Anishinaabe, Innuit, Anishinaabe, Dakota, Ayote, and Dene, and on the national homeland of the Red River Métis. We respect the treaties that were made on these territories. We acknowledge the harms and mistakes of the past, and we dedicate ourselves to move forward in partnership with Indigenous communities in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration. Please join me as we all stand for the entrance of the Dean of Medicine and Dean of the Rady Faculty of Health Sciences, Dr. Peter Nickerson, dignitaries, members of the deanery, followed by the entrance of the class of 2028. Please remain standing for O Canada, sung by Med 4 student Naomi Peters and accompanied by Med 4 student Albert Chen on the piano. That was a great performance. Thank you again to our talented medical students, Naomi and Albert, from the class of 2025. Now, please remain standing. I invite Elder Margaret Lavalley to give a blessing. Margaret is Elder in Residence at Gungomiswin, the Indigenous Institute of Health and Healing in the Rady Faculty of Health Sciences. Please remain standing for the honor song to be performed by Daryl Buck.
Good morning, everyone. Bonjour, Tansi. Ojash Gobi Kandishinikas Makwantuadam Saging Donji. The name that I was honored with from the grandmother some years ago is Water Lily, and I'm of the Bear Clan, originally from Saging First Nation. I want to congratulate the learners, of course, first and foremost. I'm so excited and somewhat emotional today. We have with us 15 of our Indigenous students with us today. So I'm so happy for you. And this is a very exciting moment for all of you that are here, that are going to be in the School of Medicine. Just remember that you're going to be married to this place for the next few years. Hopefully it's a good marriage, right? I think it is, and I think you will, of course, succeed in your training, in your learning. And I was thinking about all the years that I've been able and fortunate to be here to congratulate you people for what you're doing. And I think about the people that you will be looking after once you become the doctors. And you will no doubt meet our people in medicine, in hospitals. And I think about them. I used to work at HSC for many years, and I was there as a director of Native Services, was called at the time. And our job was to translate for people that were coming to hospital for health reasons. And so I've had many experiences in hospital and translating for the doctors and nurses and social workers and physiotherapists and occupational therapists and dentistry and all of that. So it's been a very, very good experience for me to be able to do that kind of work. And I was thinking about some of the things that happened, and good things, and sometimes sad things happened. But one of the things that I recall is the working together with medicine and nursing and all of the healthcare providers. Those were all, for me, and working with the patients, of course, was a reward for me, and the learning that we did, and some of the experiences I had, and some of the good work that was done. So I congratulate all of you, and hopefully that the same thing that I experienced will be something that you will carry out through your careers as doctors. And I want to say the blessing in my language. Kijemanito, atsokanak ni mishom senanik, chimiweche kitewang matiziwin unche. Ebugusene mata, kijemanito chicken mot, wewene, niwijani shabe menanik. Ugogawi unaki atashkum shkikiunin yok mishkiki kwek. We ask in a good way from the grandmothers and grandfathers who walked this sacred earth before us, that they will kindly look upon you and help you in your journey of medicine. And I give thanks for life today, for all of you. I also want to congratulate the parents and the grandparents, of course, that are here today. Congratulations to all of you. I say miigwech to all of you as well for your support and your kindness, your compassion, your love. And for the young people that are here, that are going to be our future medicine people. We were just saying, Chantel and I, how very young you all look. And you look like you come out of kindergarten. Or maybe it's me that's getting older, right? That's a possibility. Anyway, congratulations, and have fun for the next few years that you're here. And you will have fun. And you will have some hard times maybe, and you have to meet deadlines, and you have to study, and all of that. But it's fun learning, the best years of your life. Miigwech kinandinaway magana. all my relations. Thank you.
Thank you, Elder Ladley and Darrell Buck. Please be seated. I would like to begin by introducing our platform party and special guests. The Honorable Azumo Asagwara, Deputy Premier, Minister of Health, Seniors, and Long-Term Care in the Government of Manitoba. Dr. Peter Nickerson, Dean, Max Rady College of Medicine, Dean, Rady Faculty of Health Sciences, and Vice Provost, Health Sciences. Dr. Michael Benarosh, President and Vice Chancellor, University of Manitoba. Dr. Diane Hebert-Murphy, Provost and Vice President, Academic, University of Manitoba. Dr. Harvey Chachinoff, Allen Class Memorial Address Keynote Speaker, proud U of M alumni, Distinguished Professor of Psychiatry at University of Manitoba, and a Senior Scientist at Cancer Care Manitoba Research Institute. Dr. Ainsley Mihalchuk, Registrar, the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Manitoba. Ms. Lynette Siragusa, Chief Executive Officer, Shared Health and Vice Dean, Education, University of Manitoba. Mr. Mike Nader, CEO, Winnipeg Regional Health Authority. Dr. Aaron Chu, Associate Dean, Quality Improvement and Accreditation. Dr. Sarah Israels, Associate Dean, Academic Affairs. Dr. Robert Brown, Assistant Dean, Postgraduate Medical Education. Ms. Melanie McKinnon, Executive Director, Ngomaswin Indigenous Institute of Health and Healing, Dr. Mawash Saeed, Assistant Dean, UGME, Student Affairs, Dr. Jatinder Sareen, Head, Department of Psychiatry, Professor Mel Braun, Head of Voice, Desautels Faculty of Music, and Elder Margaret Lavallee from the Rady Faculty of Health Sciences, and honor song performer Michael Buck. Thank you all for attending. I am pleased to introduce Dr. Peter Nickerson, a distinguished professor of internal medicine and immunology in the field of organ transplantation, Dean of the Rady Faculty of Health Sciences, and Dean of the Max Rady College of Medicine at the University of Manitoba, and Vice Provost, Health Sciences. Internationally renowned in his field, his work has significantly enhanced patients' access to transplants, reduced their risk of organ rejection, and improved their quality of life. Dr. Nickerson is a Fellow of the Royal College of Physicians of Canada and a Fellow of the Canadian Academy of Health Sciences. Welcome, Dr. Nickerson.
Thank you very much, and I want to really welcome the class of 2028 for our inaugural day exercises. It's really my pleasure to welcome everyone here today, Deputy Premier Azaguara, Minister of Health, U of M President Michael Benarosh, our Provost, Dr. Diane Hebert-Murphy. I'm especially pleased to have Dr. Harvey Chachanoff here as our Allen Class Memorial Address keynote speaker, and all of our special guests on the platform and our faculty and staff in the audience. And most importantly, to the class of 2028 and your families. Elder Margaret, thank you very much for sharing your blessing with us today. It is always a privilege to have you with us on this occasion and our other occasions. And for those who have not yet met Elder Margaret, she is an institution here at the University of Manitoba in Ngomaswin, our Indigenous Institute of Health and Healing, and we are so blessed to have you. I also want to thank Daryl for his honor song that has blessed us here today as well. So, class of 2028, today you are embarking on a journey to fulfill what for some has been a lifelong dream, to become a physician. Congratulations to you and to your proud families and partners who have supported you along this demanding path. It is truly an honor to be welcoming you this year. The class of 2028 comprises our largest medical school class in history with 140 students. Congratulations to all of you. This past year, we marked another milestone, and maybe it's the numbers on a line here, the University of Manitoba Medical School's 140th anniversary. Today, the Max Rady College of Medicine remains the province's only medical school and educates and trains the majority of Manitoba's physicians. You are joining us at a pivotal time. Last year, with the support of the Manitoba government, thank you very much, Deputy Premier, we increased the class size for the first time in 15 years. We are undergoing a generational expansion in health profession education at U of M, including undergrad and postgrad learners in medicine, and at programs across the Rady faculty, which will enhance Manitoba's health human resources. And this fall, we will break ground for the construction of a new multi-story building on our campus, supported with a commitment of $40 million in funding from the provincial government. The government is truly investing in our health human resource, and we look forward to partnering with them. It will house classrooms, simulation labs, and a theater for the increased number of medical students that we anticipate going forward and over the years to come. Now, when I sat where you are today, just over 40 years ago, I too felt the excitement and apprehension of starting something brand new and unknown. What I can assure you is that your hard work has paid off. You have been rigorously evaluated, and it has brought you to where you are meant to be today at our white coat ceremony. We also believe you have the skills, the drive, the commitment required to sustain you throughout your undergraduate medical education. And I look forward to getting to know you and watching your success over the years to come. When you have a moment, please read the words of wisdom shared by University of Manitoba medical alumni celebrating their 50th and 25th reunions this year. The white coat notes are on your chairs, and we're delighted that members of the MD classes of 1974 and 1999 took the time to thoughtfully offer you some firsthand insights and advice as you begin this incredible journey. As you will discover, the Rady Faculty of Health Sciences is committed to and known for our leadership in social accountability, equity and anti-racism initiatives, Indigenous health, interprofessional collaboration, and a robust research enterprise in the clinical and basic sciences, including a focus on global public health, infectious diseases, and population health research. The Max Rady College of Medicine's goal over the last several years has been to graduate a diverse medical student body that reflects the communities that we serve. And with the class of 2028's diverse life experiences and backgrounds, I know you will learn from one another and from your teachers to make the most of this opportunity. And importantly, you will get through medical school if you become a team and ultimately lifelong colleagues, recognizing that your diversity is your strength. So I want you to look around each other, because many of you probably haven't met each other prior to coming into med school. You will become very close friends, and you will have lifelong friendships when you go from this place. As you scatter, hopefully staying majority here in Manitoba, I'm sure the minister's up for that, but some of you will go elsewhere, but you will maintain these connections. Come together as a team. You will reinforce each other, and you will help yourselves to get through this experience, and you will come out the other side so much more enriched for this. As you will discover, we have your best interests in mind as you embark on this journey. A core value of the Rady faculty is social accountability, and key to delivering on this mandate is for our learners to engage with communities that we serve around the province. Each of you will engage in service during your first 2 years of the MD program. There are opportunities for experiential learning around Manitoba and beyond throughout your education. We participate in Discovery Days and operate the Biomedical Youth Program and the BYP Camp and the BYP Camp North to engage with students from underrepresented groups to get them excited about health careers. We run the Swish basketball program over the summer to give neighborhood children a positive fitness activity. And this year, for the 5th time, the Rady Faculty of Health Sciences partnered with Habitat for Humanity Manitoba to build a house for a Winnipeg family to purchase. And in June, 58 students, faculty, and staff volunteered to construct the home. Later this fall, a family of 6, originally from Ethiopia, will take ownership of their new 4-bedroom townhouse. We celebrate this commitment as we celebrate our communities. A unique aspect of the Rady faculty is our commitment to interprofessional health education. You will be introduced shortly to the Office of Interprofessional Collaboration, where you will be grouped with other learners from 8 other Rady health programs and participate in interprofessional activities and sessions over the next 2 years. The IPC program enhances communication amongst health professionals, creates team environments for healthcare delivery, and ultimately will improve patient care and outcomes. And we are very looking forward to building even further our team-based care in Manitoba. So learning to work with the other teams and enriched from what they have to bring to the table will make you stronger physicians. Indeed, you're beginning a health career that expects and will require you here to engage in lifelong learning. You've been granted a great privilege to serve your community, and as a future physician, I must take this seriously. That means reflecting on posts on social media as well as your actions in your personal lives, and school and at med student events. You are not only an ambassador for the University of Manitoba Max Rady College of Medicine, but also for the profession of medicine. And after you recite the physician's pledge later this morning, you will be accepting responsibility to honor our profession and be accountable as a physician in training. I wish you all the best as you begin this adventure. Remember, we're here to help and support you to not only survive, but to thrive as you become caring, competent, and skilled physicians. Your family and friends are also here to support you and cheer you on. Make sure to make space for them during the next 4 years, as they will help sustain you throughout your training more than anyone else. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Nickerson. It is now my pleasure to invite the Honorable Uzoma Azaguara, Minister of Health, Seniors and Long-Term Care and Deputy Premier, to bring greetings on behalf of the province of Manitoba. We are delighted you could join us today, and we appreciate the support of the Government of Manitoba as we work together to address our health system human resources shortages and challenges. Minister.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. I feel like you should all look a little more excited than you do as I look out. There we go. There's the energy. I want to thank you all so much for being here, all the guests, all the folks behind me who have worked very hard in supporting all of you and being here today. I want to thank Elder Lavallee for opening us up in such a beautiful way, an affirming way for all of these students and learners. I want to thank Mr. Buck for the honor song as well. I solemnly pledge to dedicate my life to the service of humanity. As you all well aware of, those are the first opening words of the Physician's Pledge that was first adopted by the World Medical Association in 1948. And that idea, the service of humanity, is something that I've thought a lot about in my own career. In my time on the front lines of our medical system as a nurse, when I first got involved in politics, as a community organizer, in my role as a Minister of Health. And as I look out at all of you, in front of us all today, in front of this beautiful mural by Indigenous artist Blake Anjicombe, just stunning that we're all gathered in this particular space. I think about the fact that you're taking a huge step forward in your journeys. And the step that you're taking, and the journey that you're on, this path, is a service. I believe it is a service of the most sacred kind. And it takes you beyond the role of healers. You are going to find yourselves, if you haven't already, becoming a guide as you walk beside people through their journeys of health. They're going to come to you for advice. They're going to hold dear the opinions that you bestow, and they're going to take your word as among the highest of authorities. And it's no small responsibility. It is no small service. I'm sure your path to this point has been full of challenges and sacrifices, and no doubt there are more to come on your journeys. But those sacrifices will bring you a deeper understanding of that humanity that you'll be pledging your service to. My hope for all of you is that you're going to discover the rewards of your chosen vocation through the gratitude of your patients. And you are going to have many of those moments of experiencing that level of gratitude that your patients are going to afford to you. The camaraderie amongst your colleagues and the improved health and wellness that you are going to bring to Manitobans across our province. And as much responsibility as you'll find that you have, you'll note and you'll know that you are not alone. My responsibility to all of you and to Manitobans is to ensure that when you're finished here, the healthcare system is ready and waiting for each and every one of you. And that means ensuring that our province provides you with the tools to do your job to the best of your abilities, to ensure that you're supported and rewarded as you undertake this service. Improving healthcare access and services for all Manitobans is our government's top priority. Over the next 5 years, we have a plan to hire 400 new doctors, and we are actively working to retain our incredible team of healthcare workers across Manitoba. You, all of you, are part of the largest medicine class in Manitoba's history. That is pretty awesome. And we've added more residency seats, brand new seats, so that you can continue training in this province. And I want you to know that when you graduate, there will be a job here in Manitoba waiting for you. So I know Dr. Nickerson said maybe some of you will scatter. Don't scatter beyond Manitoba. Don't do that. Stay right here. You all have a unique and privileged opportunity to provide care to patients in some of their most vulnerable moments, to help close the gaps in health outcomes that we see in our province, to improve the health of Manitobans, and to build a better future for our province. Healthcare is the foundation of building a better future for our province. And I trust that each and every one of you will uphold this responsibility with integrity and pride. I'd like to thank the Max Rady College of Medicine, Dr. Peter Nickerson and Dr. James Butler, for the invitation to be here with all of you today. And I want to especially thank all of the families, all the friends, and the mentors who are here today. It is pretty wonderful to look out past this group of 133 students, part of 140 that are part of this class, this cohort, and to see so many faces of people who are beaming, who are crying, who are taking video, who are trying to capture every moment in this part of your journey. So can we take a moment to acknowledge all of the folks in your lives who have helped you get here today? And as already stated, all of these folks are going to be just as important as you move forward. So lean on them, welcome them into your journeys, and welcome in the people along this part of your journey now who you connect with, who are positive, who affirm this path that you've chosen. And finally, I want to thank all of you in your soon-to-be, in your white coats, for taking this remarkable journey toward a revered service to humanity. The coats that you're going to be wearing represent so much. They represent compassion, they represent learning, empathy, and they represent hope. They represent struggle and sacrifice. They represent success, and they represent selflessness. And all of these themes will be ever present with all of you as you embark on this next chapter. And so today I wish you luck and discipline and good times, so many good times. Lean into the fun. Have all the fun as much as you can, and make sure you drink a lot of coffee. I know you probably don't need me to tell you that. Embrace coffee. You're going to need it as you work your way through all of your studies. But mostly, I want to thank you sincerely for your dedication of the highest order, dedication to the service of humanity. Congratulations.
Thank you, Minister. I'm told that the Starbucks is reopening next week, so we made it through the summer. It was touch and go for a while, but I'm now pleased to invite University of Manitoba President and Vice Chancellor Dr. Michael Benarash to bring greetings.
Thank you, Jim. It's wonderful to be here this morning. Good morning, and it's a beautiful day today. So hello, class of 2028. I always love saying those kind of words. I want to say that on behalf of the University of Manitoba, it's a real privilege to welcome all of you and welcome all of your guests here today. I'm here to brag a little bit about the University of Manitoba and your choice to study medicine here. One of the privileges I have as president is I get to meet alum from our university from all over the world. And I recently had the opportunity to award an honorary degree to one of our alum, our distinguished alum, Dr. Jen Gunter. And so to refresh your memory, she's the internet's most famous gynecologist and an unapologetic champion for women's health. And in her address to our graduating class, she told students that you should be proud of how well you will be trained when you leave this college. And she started off by sharing a story of how she felt inferior when she moved to the United States to practice medicine, working alongside doctors from Ivy League universities. And one day in the break room, a doctor was bragging about the importance of an Ivy League education and how one cannot do anything without going to such a school. Now, if you've met Dr. Gunter, you know that it would be very hard for her to remain quiet in that circumstance. So she turned to the individual and she said, "Well, sir, I went to the University of Manitoba, and you and I have the same job. Dr. Gunter told us how upon working in a hospital, she very quickly realized that her fears were unwarranted. She was not inferior to anyone. In fact, and this is something that Dr. Nickerson has often said to me, she said that she found that she was better trained than most of her colleagues. That doesn't surprise me. Our university is where Dr. Edward Lyons turned ultrasound into a diagnostic tool. Our university is where the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation puts the trust in our medical faculty with more than $400 million for our researchers to do work across the world. And this is a college and a home where world and renowned faculty members, one of them who will speak to you today, will shortly address the Alan Kloss Memorial Lecture. Dr. Harvey Max Chochinov is this year's recipient of our Distinguished Alumni Award for Academic Achievement because what he has done for our healthcare system. And Dr. Chochinov often sends me short articles about the work he does about compassionate care. And it's really a privilege to be able to work alongside him. This is a wonderful college, and I'm excited for you. Embark on your journey with pride and humility. Be open to opportunities. Take chances when they are presented to you, and think big. Enjoy today. Welcome to the Bison Herd.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure now to invite Ms. Lynette Saragusa, Chief Executive Officer, Shared Health and Vice Dean Education, to bring greetings on behalf of Shared Health.
Good morning. Thank you, Dr. Butler. I am so pleased to be here with you today. Welcome to the family, the friends, the faculty, and most especially our future physicians. Congratulations on achieving your goal and joining us here at the Rady Faculty of Health Sciences in the College of Medicine. It's an exciting moment for you, but it's also a really exciting moment for us. I was thinking about you when I was coming here and imagining all the emotions when you came, part excitement, maybe some nervousness, and maybe about a bit of uncertainty about the path ahead. And if there's one thing that I want you to take away from today's event, is that you will never be alone on this journey. You are now a member of an enormous team, and a team who's filled with mentors and colleagues and friends who are all here to support you and cheer you on. And as you take this next step to becoming a physician, I want to thank you for deciding to be a healthcare provider. And always remember what motivated you to embark on this journey. Your answers will likely be unique and deeply personal, but I also have no doubt that there's a commonality between you, such as a deep desire to help people, a pull to make a positive difference in the lives of friends, family, and community, and a need to find solutions and provide answers and give comfort and support to those who are in need of compassion and care. So always remember what brought you here and know that your different backgrounds and your unique perspectives will contribute to our teams in really significant ways and make a difference for patients and communities throughout our province. Being a healthcare provider is both an incredibly challenging and rewarding experience. And over the next 4 years, you will be given the skills and the knowledge to serve in your important role, to navigate barriers that may stand in your way, and lean on the incredible members of our interprofessional teams and support one another as you learn and grow in your career. I encourage you to listen to all the advice you can from your brilliant advisors, seek out the guidance from your colleagues, and lean on each other when you need support. And don't forget to take time to celebrate, because there will be lots of celebrations for you. You will encounter patients at their hardest time, but also in their happiest moments. So let each interaction leave its mark and shape you, and ultimately make you the exceptional physicians that you will become. I'm so excited for the experiences that lie ahead of you and the impact that each of you will make on our healthcare system, for the people of Manitoba over the course of your careers. So welcome to the next chapter. Enjoy every minute, and congratulations again.
Thanks, Ms. Saragusa. Our next speaker plays a key role in our profession of medicine. I'd like to welcome Dr. Ainsley Mahelchuk, Registrar, College of Physicians and Surgeons of Manitoba, to bring greetings on behalf of the college.
Dear class of 2028, Elder Lavely, Minister Azuara, distinguished guests, faculty, colleagues, family, friends, and loved ones. It is an honor to be here to bring greetings on behalf of the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Manitoba to the largest medical class in the history of this faculty, 140 students. Amazing. I do want to acknowledge Elder Lavely for her wise opening words, and to acknowledge that it is a privilege for CPSM to regulate the practice of medicine on these lands and to work with First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples in the spirit of truth and reconciliation. Welcome to the beginning of this extraordinary journey and your entry into the profession of medicine. Today, you stand on the verge of a profession that will challenge your wisdom and transform your character. You will learn quickly that the practice of medicine is more than a career. It is a privilege. That privilege begins today when you put on your white coat. From now on, you will see the world differently, and the world will see you differently. Today, you embrace an elevated position in society. Today, you become a part of a profession that must hold itself to the highest standards, because with that privilege comes incredible responsibility and accountability. You now have expectations placed on you regarding the way you care for people, but those expectations extend into your behaviors both in and outside of your medical practice. Your commitment to the Hippocratic Oath does not end when you leave the classroom, clinic, or hospital. It becomes part of you in all that you do. This privilege also allows you to be part of incredible things. You will help people during their most difficult times, their most vulnerable times, and some of their happiest times. You will be part of experiences as miraculous as birth and as dignified as the end of life. Be present in those moments. Learn from the raw humanity of those moments. You will be pushed beyond your limits, academically, morally, and ethically. You will face decisions that require you to balance knowledge with compassion and judgment with integrity. You will discover that the responsibility you have as part of this profession is immense. Medicine is a calling that requires empathy, integrity, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to those who place their trust in your hands, because the choices you make as doctors will have lasting impacts on the lives of your patients, their families, and your communities. Always remember that the journey you're on is not just about gaining knowledge and skills, it is about becoming worthy of the trust and accountability placed on this profession. Remain committed to the values that brought you here today. You're not only becoming doctors, but you're also becoming healers, leaders, and advocates. Stay humble. Develop the lifelong commitment to always learn to do better and to be better. Contribute meaningfully to a practice of medicine that celebrates diversity and that is culturally safe and inclusive. Remember that your patient must be the center of all that you do. Be conscious that the demands of your training and your work will take a lot from you if you do not remain committed to taking care of yourself. Recognizing your limitations, your need to recharge and recuperate, to find joy in your own life and fulfillment as a person outside of medicine remains critically important to your success. This is a journey full of tremendous challenges, extraordinary rewards, and life-changing experiences. Congratulations on making it this far. Getting to this part is part of your journey, but now you get to live out your dream. As Lynette also pointed out, I invite you to think about what brought you here. Never lose sight of that, and remain grounded in the privilege that you have to practice medicine and contribute to healing. Welcome to the profession, and best of luck to you all.
Thank you, Dr. Mihalchuk. It's now my pleasure to introduce the distinguished University of Manitoba alumnus who will give this year's Allen Class Memorial Address. Harvey Max Chochinov graduated with his MD in 1983, completed his residency in psychiatry and PhD in community health sciences, also at the University of Manitoba. He is a distinguished professor of psychiatry and a senior scientist at Cancer Care Manitoba Research Institute. Dr. Chochinov's research in palliative care has resulted in more than 350 career publications broaching diverse topics such as depression, quality of life, suicide, vulnerability, spirituality, and existential distress. He has also led a large program of research on dignity within the healthcare setting, which includes the development and study of dignity therapy. He is the co-founder of the Canadian Virtual Hospice and co-editor of the Handbook of Psychiatry and Palliative Medicine. His latest book is entitled Dignity in Care, The Human Side of Medicine, published by Oxford University Press. For his work in psycho-oncology and palliative care, Dr. Chochinov has received countless honors. He has been appointed an officer of the Order of Canada and was inducted into the Canadian Medical Hall of Fame. He has fellowships in the Royal Society of Canada and the Canadian Academy of Health Sciences, as well as a Lifetime Achievement Awards from the Canadian Association of Psychosocial Oncology and the Arthur M. Sutherland Award from the International Psycho-Oncology Society. Continuing his list of firsts, Dr. Chochinov is the only psychiatrist to receive the FNG Star Award, described as the Victoria Cross of Canadian medicine, the O. Harold Warwick Prize for significant advances in cancer control, and the Canadian Cancer Research Alliance Outstanding Research Award. This year at homecoming, he will also receive the University of Manitoba Distinguished Alumni Award for Academic Innovation. Welcome, Dr. Chochinov.
Dear class of 2028, I am deeply honored in the presence of all who have gathered here today to bear witness as you cross this important threshold into the noble profession of medicine. There are certain inflection points in life, moments that mark a permanent shift, moments that forever alter our course and divide life into before and after. They're sometimes hard to spot when they're actually happening, but trust me, this is one such moment. Years from now, or even decades from now, you'll look back and see that today marked the beginning of what I hope will be a long, productive, and meaningful career in the field of medicine. For some of you, considering the time, the work, and the longing that preceded your arrival here today, this moment may seem surreal. But remember, you've earned your place in the class of 2028. No one handed it to you. Study, dedication, and ability got you here. And study, dedication, and ability will propel you along the most life-changing pedagogical adventure you could ever imagine. But before I describe that journey, let me say that the quality of education you will receive at the University of Manitoba is second to none. The Dean did not ask me to say this. It has been my good fortune to lecture and teach in places whose names are steeped in history, tradition, and drip with status, places like Harvard, Yale, Cornell, Stanford, the University of Oxford, King's College, Cambridge, and the list covers hundreds of others across the entire globe. I can tell you, having seen it firsthand, the quality of students and the quality of instructors here at home take a backseat to none of them. Which means receiving your MD at the Max Rady College of Medicine will set you up for whatever you want to do in any capacity, here at home or anywhere on earth. Right, Dean Nickerson? Yes. Good. As for the journey itself, because of its sheer complexity, you will be guided along what at times will feel like multiple parallel pathways. Cardiology, nephrology, neurology, rheumatology, respirology, endocrinology, immunology, hepatology, gastroenterology, ophthalmology, otolaryngology, and various other ologies that are sure to keep you busy and fully engaged over the next 4 years. Well, this siloing of the human body is necessary to help you wrap your mind around its various complexities. There is a danger, and that is losing sight of the whole person. In my own writings, I describe this as the problem of patienthood eclipsing personhood. I recall a mid-career nurse telling me that she felt burnt out. After so many years, she said, patients have begun to feel like kidneys on legs. She knew this wasn't good for her, nor her patients or their families, because it meant she no longer saw them as whole persons. Our research shows that when this happens, it can diminish trust, empathy, compassion, and respect. Patients who don't feel seen are less likely to trust us or to tell us what they really need, increasing the chances of discordance in goals of care. Our studies show when healthcare providers experience patients based solely on their illness, without consideration for who these patients are as persons, they become less satisfied with their job, more robotic in their work, and more vulnerable to burnout. Another interesting thing we found was that how patients perceive themselves to be seen is the strongest predictor of sense of dignity. In other words, patients are looking for a reflection in the eye of the healthcare provider that will affirm their sense of themselves. If all they see in this metaphorical reflection is a problem checklist or a differential diagnosis, they end up feeling that the essence of who they are as a person has fallen off our radar. This idea of personhood being under assault or threatened or starting to disintegrate has long been considered central to the experience of human suffering. So, we must ask patients what they would want known about them as persons to provide them the best care possible. Take it from me, the responses you will get to that question will permanently change the way you see your patients. A former head of a department of medicine told me, while being treated for cancer, that he felt like a PIP, P-I-P, previously important person. When I asked an Aboriginal woman with advanced cancer on our ward what I should know about her as a person, she told me she was a residential school survivor, that her family had moved 82 times so no one would know them, and that she didn't trust healthcare professionals who wore white coats. Without knowing something so central about who people are and the nature of their suffering, a commitment to person-centered care is little more than lip service. What all of this means is the way we are with patients and our attitude towards them will profoundly shape every single clinical encounter and their illness experience. This means that you need to be mindful of your outlook, and more specifically, what shapes it. We all intuitively use ourselves as a gauge for what patients want or need, the so-called golden rule, doing unto others as we'd want done unto ourselves. This is an important moral adage appearing in various religious traditions across millennia. But we need to be aware that the lens through which we see our patients has been shaped in ways we may not be entirely aware of. About 5 years before she died, my sister Ellen was back in hospital, this time in intensive care. Ellen was born with cerebral palsy and had many of the physical challenges that go along with that condition, including poor respiratory capacity because of various complex anatomical distortions. She couldn't blow out her birthday candles, which by the end of her life numbered 55, if her life depended on it. But this admission to ICU was unlike any other because she was now on the brink of respiratory collapse, and the question of intubation was on the table. I remember her intensivist pacing the unit as he contemplated whether she would need a breathing tube inserted. At one point, he came over to me and asked the only question he was going to ask about personhood. Does she read magazines? It struck me as an odd question, and it took me a minute or so to sink in. His unspoken question was, is this the kind of person we should be intubating? He could see her bent spine, he could see her spastic limbs, he could see her dropping blood gases. What he couldn't see was Ellen and the rich, full, complex life she lived. Realizing her life hung in the balance, I took a deep breath and said, yes, she can read magazines, but only when she's in between novels. Amongst Ellen's problems that day, besides her difficulties breathing, was the lens of the healthcare provider, through which he could only see her suffering. I can assure you, when she was on the dance floor, the only people who suffered were those whose toes she crushed unapologetically under the massive weight of her electric wheelchair. The take-home lesson is the golden rule must accommodate what I have coined the platinum rule, which would have us doing unto others as they would want done unto themselves. This is a reminder that we must face our own biases and have the humility to know that we can't presume to understand how someone sees and experiences their life and priorities. Now, I mentioned earlier that you might be finding this ceremony rather surreal. I forgot to say that those feelings apply to me as well. My medical education began 46 years ago in 1978. Yes, Trudeau was still Prime Minister. And yes, my daughter warned me that the younger members of the audience might not get that particular humor. Well, I hear myself saying these words aloud. It seems inconceivable that nearly half a century has slipped by. Trust me, while the days may seem to move slowly, and you find yourself thinking that some clinical rotations will never end, the years go by in a flash. After my first 10 years in practice, I felt I could claim professional credibility. 20 years in, I'd become what you might describe as a seasoned clinician. After 3 decades, people started to use words like senior scientist, distinguished professor, and pioneer. While I know those were always spoken in kindness, it did imply I was moving ever so gently but steadily towards my best before date. And now, closing in on 5 decades, has me thinking that destiny may see me become a fading faculty fossil. But so far, those who sign my contract have seen fit to keep me around. So let me close with some advice flavored with my fossil-like perspective. 1, the past is irretrievable, and tomorrow is uncertain and unknowable. The only thing you can absolutely know is the here and now. So be present in your life. Take in today, and each subsequent today you are fortunate enough to be given. Take in the privilege of learning and evolving, of love and relationships and experiences, and take time to express gratitude to those who hold you up and make you covet more tomorrows. 2, resist comparing yourselves to others. Self-doubt may find you thinking others are more capable than you, are smarter than you, are more deserving than you. But consider this: since the beginning of time, 117 billion people have been born on Earth, and never have been, nor will there ever again be, one entirely like you. Each of you belong here, and each of you bring talent, experiences, perspectives, creative and intellectual energies that are entirely unique. That is something you should honor and nurture. Allow yourself to dream and pursue whatever goals you are striving for. Make peace with the person who looks back at you in the mirror each day. If you can do that, you'll be able to work out your connections with everyone else. 3, strive to be more than human body mechanics. Aspire to be healers. Years ago, I wrote an article called "The Secret is Out. Patients are people with feelings that matter." You are about to spend years looking at your books, and will soon be spending years looking at medical charts. But I implore you to look up from those books and charts and see your patients. Patients will not care what you know until they know that you care. 4, making connections with patients based on caring, what I call the human side of medicine, will infuse your work with meaning and purpose and richness, which will nurture and sustain you over the course of your entire career. 5, resist skepticism and despair. There is no shortage of pain and conflict in the world. Life can be hard. Working in medicine will expose you to situations that will sometimes make you feel there is no justice, nor rhyme or reason for the suffering people must endure. As healers, you aren't expected to cure what can't be cured or fix what can't be fixed, but you are expected to show up for your patients, to accompany them. Please know that in exercising kindness and compassion in every clinical encounter with every person whose path you cross, you are playing your small part in bending the arc of the universe towards hope, healing, and peace. Class of 2028, welcome to the profession of medicine, a profession William Osler, one of the great pioneers in our field, described as the science of uncertainty and the art of probabilities. Well, no one can say with certainty where medicine will take you. The possibilities are limitless. Enjoy this magnificent, transformative journey and use all you learn along the way to make the world a better place. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chachinoff. We are so pleased that you are able to join us and welcome the class of 2028 and share your unique perspective with our province's future physicians. Each incoming student has received a copy of Dr. Chachinoff's new book, Dignity in Care. On a personal note, as an oncologist practicing for 25 years, I can certainly say that Dr. Chachinoff's work has been extraordinarily valuable for our patients here in Manitoba, and it's an absolute pleasure to have worked with him for many years and to have him here in Manitoba. Now, it's time for an award announcement. I'd like to acknowledge Ms. Avis Raber, who is unfortunately unable to attend today. The Dr. Alan H. Lipson Memorial Award in Medicine is awarded to a student who has demonstrated participation and leadership through volunteerism and extracurricular activities, either in the Max Rady College of Medicine or the community at large. This year's recipient is Charanpreet Kaur. Charanpreet unfortunately sends her regrets today and cannot be here to accept the award, as she is currently volunteering as a camp counselor at Diabetes Camp in Ontario, but wishes to extend her deepest thanks for the award and wishes she could be here to accept it. Leadership and volunteerism are incredibly important to Charanpreet, and she wants to send a special thank you to Ms. Avis Raber for the honor of being chosen for this award. Congratulations, Charanpreet. Okay, now with the time you've been waiting for. We move to the white coat ceremony for the Max Rady College of Medicine class of 2028. Through ceremonies and rituals, society passes on its values and publicly acknowledges the importance of certain transitions in the lives of its members. Such events provide inspiration and help to outline society's expectations. The Arnold P. Gold Foundation White Coat Ceremony welcomes entering medical students and helps establish a psychological contract for the practice of medicine. The event emphasizes the importance of compassionate care for the patient as well as scientific proficiency. The White Coat Ceremony was initiated on August 20th, 1993 at the Columbia University College of Medicine, Physicians and Surgeons in New York. Currently, a white coat ceremony or similar event takes place at a majority of Canadian and American medical schools and internationally. I'd now like our cloakers to please step forward. Dr. Peter Nickerson, the Honorable Minister Izomo Azagwara, Dr. Michael Benaroche, Dr. Diane Hebert-Murphy, Dr. Harvey Max Chachinoff, Ms. Lynette Saragusa, Mr. Mike Nader, Dr. Ainsley Mahelchuk, Dr. Mawash Saeed, and me. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that. Parents, friends, and family, you were invited to take photos of your students, your children, as they appear on stage by standing in the aisles. Please make way for the next set of parents once you have completed your photography. The cloaking of the class of 2028 begins with the first 10 students. Each student will be introduced as they approached on stage by Professor Mel Braun.
Alison Afable. Sura Al-Shamari. Tyler Anderson. Pamela Angies. John Carlo Arbis. Vidi Arya. Kyle Asmundson. Romik Babakanyan. Kale Ballum. And Ben Banman. Adam Baranek. Gabriella Baroni. Rayanne Benjamin. Annika Bernacki. Anne Bichet. Ryan Bisignano. Codley Bushantala. Josh Broom. Haley Brixa. And Ainsley Cameron. Matthew Carlin. Dylan Carey. Caitlin Palma Casala. Anmoldeep Chahal. Sebastián Chamorro Ordóñez. Stephanie Cheatham. Joshua Cheng. Muna Shira. Courtney Clark. And Jonathan Colon. Patrick Sear. Simran Daliwal. Metab Dillon. Carl Dizon. Andy Duong Do. James Dirksen. Jessica Dick. Abby Edmond. Farah Elewa. And Casey Enns. Tyler Epp. Tia Feroci. Braden Filbert. Mateo Funk. Shane Gable. Kyle Gallant. Jasmine Gandhi. Sukhpreet Gill. Kyla Goulet Kilgour. And Raman Grewal. Harold Grove. Riel Hanna. Claire Healy. Martha Hinton. Jamie Hewden. Asim Ala Ibrahim. Chloe Janse von Rensburg. Annie Jiang. Kara Zhong. And Evelyn Junaid. Antolina Kanduran. Adesh Khanna. Elliot Kinnear. Athena Hudu. Tyler Coswin. Avalon Kunzig. Jacob Lamotte. Ahmed Dalum. Grant Legary. And Sarah Lemoyne Sells. Amy Lloyd. Christy Loeb. Fong Ma. Patricia Charity Machekra. Sahand Malik Marsban. JJ Mao. Brandon Marquez. Iman Marakchi. Gemunto Martini. And Ryan McCollum. Nicholas McDowell. Leo McKay. Mackenzie Medeiros. Michaela Mischuk. Graham Mall. Michael Movshovich. Arinze Mononia. Linda Sarah Mazumuzi. Natalie New. And Dawn Nichols. Gabriela Niemczyk. Skylar Naurang. Alex Ostapovich. Yeko Oyegunle. Darshan Patel. Curtis Patterson. Jocelyn Peters. Maya Polivoy. Madeline Prichodko. And Stefan Pronto. Navjot Rai. Samrita Raman Sivakumar. Luke Regir. Humera Sadiq. Malika Sagu. Roland Angelo Tejuco Salaku. Parnya Salari. Jay Sarin. Karen Safi. and Danielle Schwartz. Nicole Shen. Jacqueline Smith. Leslie Sonon. Adriana Strempler. Morgan Taverner. Basil Eyed Tabel. Ashley Toms. Jessica Tolles. Joshua Treflin. And Afan Ali Sher. Emily Tremblay. Michaela Trojan. Caleb Turon. Yuvaraj Udayasankar. Stefan Urbano. Natasha Wall. Zita Ward. Kelsey West. Clara Whalen, and Jay Wheeler. Marin Wu. Haryun Yang. And finally, Xiao Zhang.
That was great. Dr. Nickerson will now recite the Physician's Pledge. All physicians in the audience are invited to rise and join in the recitation of the pledge. Dr. Nickerson. Okay, everybody, up, 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 up. And we're going to do it together, right? It's not an echo. So when you're ready, everyone's ready? All right, let's go. I solemnly pledge to dedicate my life to the service of humanity. The health and well-being of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect the autonomy and dignity of my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will not permit consideration of age, disease, or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will respect the secrets that are confided in me, even after the patient has died. I will practice my profession with consciousness and dignity and in accordance with good medical practice. I will foster the honor and noble traditions of the medical profession. I will give to my teachers, colleagues, and students the respect and gratitude that is their due. I will share the medical knowledge for the benefit of the patient and for the advancement of healthcare. I will attend to my own health, well-being, and abilities in order to provide care of the highest standards. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties, even under threat. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. Thank you very much. You may be seated. Welcome. It's so great to see the sea of white that is in front of me right now. In closing, I want to thank all of our speakers who participated in today's inaugural exercises. Particularly thanks to Dr. Harvey Chachanoff for such an inspiring keynote address. We are proud to call you a University of Manitoba Medicine alumnus, and I'm sure our students will gain a great deal of insight through your new book, Dignity of Care, the Human Side of Medicine, that the program has provided to each of our members of the class of 2028. Thank you for your life's work in making us all better, more thoughtful, and compassionate physicians. Thanks, Dr. Chachanoff. I also want to especially acknowledge Dr. James Butler, Associate Dean, UGME, and his team in undergraduate medical education for organizing today's special ceremony. Also, thanks to the Rady communication and marketing team for its invaluable support in making today's special ceremony such a success. Parents, we are grateful and we were able to share today's events with you. Congratulations to all, and I'm going to invite you now to please enjoy the reception on the second floor of the Basic Medical Sciences building and the rest of this important day. And the Basic Medical Science building is up and over to my left, your right, and we'll see you there. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the day.